G'day. Today I'm going to read you the greatest book about the future ever written. Back to the Future Part 2. But first, I'm going to read you the greatest book about the past ever written. George Orwell's 1984. I can do this because here in Australia, or Australasia, the book is no longer in copyright. I'm going to read you the whole book, so there might be spoilers. You never know. It was a bright cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13.
Winston sat at his mundane desk. His job at the Ministry of Truth, mini-true in newspeak, was to rewrite history for the advantage of the government. Big Brother was the leader of the political party, and as the signs all read, he was watching you through surveillance cameras everywhere. So anyone, such as Winston, who had independent thoughts and dreams, had to keep them to themselves or risk discovery by the thought police. Nothing is your own except the few cubic centimeters inside your skull. While walking down the boring hallway one morning, the object of some of Winston's impure thoughts and dreams, Julia, slipped him a note. Out of sight of the cameras, he opened it. Winston's crippling isolation evaporated. There was hope and promise in his future, like there had never been before. Over time, Winston and Julia would find moments to slip through the net of surveillance, eventually renting a room above an antique store, living a life pre-Big Brother. That was until the thought police burst into their room and took them away to the Ministry of Love for interrogation. Winston was taken to room 101, a torture chamber. A personal torture chamber. You see, because Big Brother had been watching, everyone's fears were known to the party. For Winston, it was the fear of betraying Julia, which he did as soon as they dropped a rat on his head. "Do it to Julia, not me. Tear her face off," he said. Gee, that's a tough one to come back from. We do not merely destroy our enemies, we change them. Weeks turned into months, as they often do, and Winston found himself on his way to his job of rewriting history, knowing that the same process of doublethink had been performed on him. They could get at the few cubic centimeters inside his skull after all, and they had changed him. He passed the rodent-bitten face of Julia. Both were broken. No love was there anymore. Well, there was love, for Winston had clung to all he had left besides the crippling isolation. Winston had Big Brother. He loved Big Brother.
Ah, what a romantic ending. I love this book because I hate being told what to do. Wait, so why would I like a book about a police state that controls the population's mind and soul? Even though Winston's world is bleak and sterile and claustrophobic, there's freedom there, and it comes in the form of his diary, and then Julia, and then the bedroom with Julia. And even though they caught Winston at the end and he loved Big Brother, I think anyone in that world does have the capacity to find freedom. And that's what I take away from it, but I probably missed the point entirely. But now, as I promised, as you've all been waiting for, the novelisation of Back to the Future Part 2. Prologue. Great Scott. Doc Emmett Brown never thought it would come to this.
The clock tower read 10:04. The DeLorean, with its special superconducting electrical pole, raced towards the electrical line, and lightning struck the clock tower.
Wow.
And 1.21